Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today we are ranking all the palettes that I used last month in October. So I'm doing my project palette 365, which means I'm using a different palette every day for the next 365 days, starting back in July. So July, August, September, this is the 4th month. October, it was the 4th month that I'm doing it. I'm still going strong. I'm into November now, and everything is still going great. I'm using old palettes, I'm using new palettes, and I'm decluttering some palettes as well. So I don't think I have any palettes that I'm going to declutter this month, though. I used a lot of great palettes this month. I have some very good palettes up in like the very highest category. I have like 10. The top 10 are like in the very highest category. And then, I mean, we're starting off high. I don't have any mediums or medium highs or medium lows or anything like that. We're starting off in the high category, and then we go to the highest, and then the very highest. So we're not getting rid of anything today. So if you want to see what palettes, we got 31 for 31 days of October, and yeah, which one did I use on the 31st? I can't even remember. I can't even remember what palette I used yesterday. It's all a blur. But if you want to see how I ranked the palettes that I used last month, then hang tight because I'm getting right into it. Okay, we're gonna start off strong. This is in the high category. This is the Candy palette by Russia B Cosmetics. I got this last year in a what's it called, a box, Slay Glam box, and this is her brand, Russia B's brand, Russia B Cosmetics, and I thought this would be a fun one to pull out for this month. It's very good. I don't usually swatch in these videos because these videos tend to be pretty long in themselves, but I know I made a really nice look with this one, and I wore it to work too. A very nice work look, and I think I just used like these shades here, and I might have used that one right there as well. I think I used that as an inner corner highlight shade. So I don't think I used these two shades right there though, but I think I used all of these shades here, and it made a really nice little pumpkin-y look, and it's a very good formula. I think I haven't gotten Slay Glam box in a long time, so I haven't tried the formula, but this formula was really good formula from her. So I gotta move things around down here and make some room for some palettes. Everything's getting all messy down here, as well as on the desk. Oh my gosh. Okay, the next palette I have, still very high. I wore this for a breast cancer awareness get ready with me for work Monday, and this I used to I wasn't as I made looks like this that I've liked better. I've ranked this higher. I'm saying this has kind of fallen down on the list, but that doesn't mean it's not a very good palette. Very good formula, very good everything. And I really love this shade right here. Love putting it like in the middle of the eye right there. I think and I love this duochrome here as an inner corner highlight there. I can't remember exactly the shades I used, but I love pink and red and purple all together. This is a very good palette. This is the Warriors Wear Pink by Gourmand Girls. Sorry, I didn't say that. But can't remember exactly the look that I made. I know it's in my phone somewhere, but very good palette indeed. It's just I think I made better looks with it than the look that I made with it. Then next on the list we have the Nabla Side by Side. I've had this palette a really long time and it's still very, very pigmented. I've had it a few years now and it still is a great palette, still is pigmented, still makes nice neutral looks for work. Very good. I don't think I have really anything bad to say about these palettes, but this is just a regular neutral palette. There's nothing really special about it, except that it makes really pretty looks and it's really pigmented. So we've got that. That is the Nabla Side by Side palette. Now this one, this one's a little low on the list. This is another Gourmand Girls. I keep wanting to say Glamour Girls. Gourmand Girls palette. This is the Haunted palette. Now, I wanted this one to be so much better than it was, but the color story kind of got me. It was a really good formula, really great palette. It's just the look I made with it. I wasn't really happy with it. I think I might have used this matte and this matte here, and then I know I used this shade here. It's just the color story just kind of seems kind of all over the place for me, and I'm sure I used the black here. I'm sure if I tried it again I might like it better. It was a great formula, nothing wrong with the formula, but I just ranked it so low because I just not in love with the color story. But great formula, great shimmers, great shimmers all around. And but I ranked it above the others because I really liked the formula on it, really liked the theming on it, really liked all of that. It's just the color story was a little off for me, but still loved it, absolutely loved it. The next one I brought this one out also for October, is the Lethal Cosmetics Teresa is Lethal, which is Lethal Cosmetics in collaboration with Teresa is Dead, one of my favorite YouTubers here on the platform. And this was her second collaboration with them. I think they have Lethal is Dead was the first collaboration with Teresa is Dead. And this palette, another kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Difficult, not difficult, but challenging. We'll say challenging color story to work with here. And I've made looks with this that I've really loved, but I had to make more of a work appropriate look with this one. And so what did I do? I ended up bringing in because I ended up bringing another shimmer in, a single shadow, because the only shimmers were this blue, this red, and this silver here, and none of them really went with the look I was going for, which was for work. So I brought in a single shadow, I can't remember which one, from my single shadows over here, and pulled it into the look. But I was able to get, I think I used these shades right here, and was able to, okay, I do know what I used. I used this purple from ColourPop's Haunted Mansion. This color, this Stare Down, super soft shadow from the Haunted Mansion collection. Yeah, that's what I used, and it came up with a nice look, but it wasn't one of my favorite looks. But I really do like this palette. It's a nice palette, and I've had this for a while too. I've had this for a couple of Halloweens, so that's where it ranks. Okay, the next one is a new palette to my collection. It is the Moira Ooh La La or Oh La La Blooming Series palette. This is a kind of a new palette, I think, to Moira. It's an all matte palette, and this makes some really beautiful work appropriate looks. It kind of reminds me of the Lunar Beauty Nude Prism palette. That's what it reminds me of. So if you didn't want to spend the money on the Lunar Beauty Nude Prism palette, this one was only like $16.99, and you can usually find discount codes online for Moira, for Moira.com. And I think like app or app 15 might work, or 15 app. No, that's for Ulta. There's always discount codes floating around for Moira. So, and also like if you join their there's always like if you're a first time buyer from Moira, you can always get like 10 to 15% off as well. So this one is very, very pretty. It made very beautiful looks. It's kind of plain, but it makes very pretty looks if you are needing a work palette. The next is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension palette. Now this is kind of a pricey palette. I've had this for a couple of years now. We've got these creams, which I guess are still holding up. I never used them. I never used these cream shades, but I guess you can lay them down as a base for like the shimmers. These shimmers aren't my favorite, but sometimes I like to make a matte look and use like one of these shimmers for an inner corner highlight. Again, this makes a really good, would make a really good matte look. Really good matte look. I think I used the shimmers when I made a look with this. It was really pretty. But I mean, it's kind of pricey for what it is. I mean, you can get a neutral palette like the Nabla palette for half the price of what you pay for this. But I've had this a long time and it's still very pigmented. Okay, the next is another new palette that I got. It is the Cosmic Brushes Nude Trolls. See, nude trolls, not neutrals, but nude trolls. I'm gonna hold this up very gently because sometimes these are very, very delicate. This is a pretty good palette. I've come around with Cosmic Brushes. Their first palette, the Serenity palette, I wasn't really in love with the Serenity palette, but I went and bought their Gothic palette and really love that. That one is in here, and we'll go over it. And then I bought some more palettes from them, and they've just gotten better and better, and you'll see more of them in this countdown. So we have this one, and it has some really cool neutral shades along with some colors in it. I made a very good, very beautiful look with this palette. We're still in the high category. This is number 24. So number 24 is a very pretty palette. I would check with Cosmic Brushes they're a UK brand, but I wouldn't doubt it if they did like a Black Friday sale. So I would check with them. Okay, let me get some more palettes. Okay, another new palette that I tried, although it's not new to the market, but it was new to me, was the Unearthly Cosmetics Dead of Night palette. This is very, very beautiful. Very, very beautiful palette. I mean, look at it. Look at all the colors. This is very nice. I think I could rate this higher if I had made a better look with it. I don't think I got the best experience from this palette as I could have. I think I just played with the purples and didn't play with like all the rest of the colors. So I think I was just trying to get a look out of it one day just so I could go to work. So I think if I did play with this palette more and did like an Instagram look with it, I could actually get a really good look out of it. So yeah, I think that I could rank this higher if given the chance to. Okay, we're in the very high category now. And this is another new palette to me, not to the market, but this is the ColourPop Heavy Petal palette. I'm hoping that no shades fall out this time. I do have a palette here where a shade fell out while I was holding it up, while I was doing a look with it. This is a very unassuming palette, but it makes a really, really pretty look. I'm glad it has some deep shades in it, has some light shades, not so many mid-tone shades, but I am glad that it has some darker shades in it. It made a very pretty look, and this is a very pretty shimmer shade, kind of duochrome right there. And we have our lights. Oh, these could be mid-tones if you're light-skinned like me. So this made a very pretty look. There's a ColourPop palette that I have later on that, and it's also in the very high category, that I liked a lot better than this. A very old palette that I have that I used closer to Halloween time was the Ouija board palette by HipDot. I absolutely love this palette. I don't think I'm ever going to declutter this palette. I just love this palette. What, again, I will say, complicated? What was the word I came up with? Not difficult, but challenging. Challenging color story. Very challenging color story, but I just went the easy route this time. I used that color. I think I used black, and then I just used that, and I used that color. There is a glitter in here. This one's been discontinued for a long time, but if you ever find it on Mercari or something like that, pick it up because it is fun. It is fun. I have used the silver and the blue and that color, and that's a duochrome right there. And I've used this color before too, to make really, really cool looks with it before. So yeah, this isn't the best silver, but that Lethal Cosmetics has a good silver in it. There's a palette that has a great silver in it. If I come across it, I will note it to you. But this is a very fun palette. If you can get it for a good price, I say absolutely go for it. Okay, if you like buying palettes secondhand. Okay, the next is the ColourPop Golden Hour. Was I holding that up right? Golden Hour palette. Another new palette to me. I just went on a ColourPop buying spree one day and bought a bunch of ColourPop palettes. Again, I love, if you know me, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know I love yellows, golds, and browns. So this has a good mix of light, mid-tone, and dark shades. So I just really love me a good palette. Now, granted, I do have the Wannabe, I have the C3PO, and now I have this one. So it's like, how many palettes do you need with this color story in it? And really, this could probably be edited down. I understand that, but it's just beautiful. And it's like, probably have these shades in the Wannabe and the C3PO, but I don't know. I'm like a magpie, okay? Okay, the next is the Natasha Denona Mini Rose. This is kind of new to the market. I'm just now getting around to using it. And this is we're still in the very high category. What are we at? Number 19. Number 19 is this beauty right here. And yeah, it makes a really pretty look. I love these rosy toned colors. And it has 3 mattes and 2 shimmers. Kind of wish it had 4. No, you know what? I think the 3 mattes and the 2 shimmers work for it, because I can use one of these as an inner corner highlight. So yeah, this works very good. So I like this. This is probably one of my favorite Natasha Denona minis. And yeah, so I got that. Now this palette, this is also a new to me palette. This is the Harry Potter palette by ColourPop. I made a really cool look with this one. Look at all these colors in here. Now this color popped out and I had a fun time trying to get it back. It's called Gillyweed. Wasn't that from the 4th book? I think I've read all the books and I've seen all the movies. But look at all these beautiful colors. We've got Gryffindor, we've got Slytherin, we've got Ravenclaw, we've got Hufflepuff right here. We've got all the major houses. This is called Back to Hogwarts, by the way. That's what this palette is called. So, and this is very beautiful. It can make so many looks with this. I want to make a look using this Gillyweed shade. So I was able to press in most of it back in. So yeah, I can't wait till the day I get to use this palette again. So yeah, love that palette. Okay, and of course it wouldn't be Halloween unless I used my Haunted Europe palette. Love this. This used to be, before they started producing more palettes and then more and more and more, Nomad Cosmetics. This used to be my favorite palette, but it's kind of got pushed down by better palettes. But this is still, some of the shades, I'll say some of the shades over here have aren't as pigmented, but the shades over here are still very pigmented, like this orange. These 3 are the ones I used. I still need to use this green again. And these 2, well, I used this one. That's the one I used right there. That's the shimmer I used. And I used that one right there too. All of those are still very pigmented, but the last time I used this palette, the time before, I used shades over here and they weren't as pigmented. So, but the look I made was very good. This is why I put it up as high as I did, although we have many more palettes to go. So I didn't use the Ghost Town USA palette this month, but I did use this one. So we got that. Let me get some more palettes. Okay, coming in at number 16, I have got the Alva palette. This isn't the Alva 2. This is the original Alva palette by Onzai right here. And this makes a lovely mauve look. This makes a beautiful mauve look. And sometimes I use these little sunflower colors, but most of the time I'm using the mauve colors. And this makes, I love their shimmers. I used to not like the shimmers because I thought they were a little too glittery, but I've really kind of embraced the glitter shimmers. The shimmers with the glitter in it. I really kind of started to like those a lot. So I really enjoy it when I get to use this palette. So this one is coming in at number 16. Now this next one is the next color, the ColourPop palette that I really like, that I got when I bought a bunch of ColourPop palettes. This is the Pretty Please palette, and look at this purple, wonderful purple goodness. Love this palette. We've got our light colors. We've got, I would like them to be more mid-tone, but mostly light colors, and we have some dark colors. I made the most beautiful look with this. I know I keep saying beautiful, but it really was beautiful, and the shimmers were just out of this world. Oh my gosh. This Pretty Please palette, I absolutely recommend this palette if you can find it on sale, like a Black Friday sale or something like that. For somebody in your life who loves purple, who likes makeup and likes purple, that could be you. Okay, so I really like that. Okay, I did a whole video on the After Hours collection, and I will say, as an addendum to this, I like using this palette along with using these shadow sticks. I am not a big fan of the shimmers in here. Now, so you're like, why did you rank it so high? Because when I use them with, especially this one, which, what is it called? What is it called? Next Spot. This is called Next Spot. With this and these, it makes the most sexy looking going out look, like date night look, or just going out with your girlfriends look, what have you. If you just want to look your best, look, these mattes, use these mattes, use that as an inner corner highlight, and use this shadow stick, use this black, or you can use this black shadow stick to deepen up your outer corner, and you are looking hot for the evening. I am telling you what. Okay. So that's what I recommend. That's what I recommend for that look. Okay, the next palette. You're probably thinking, well, why didn't you rank that number one? Okay, anyways, the next palette I have is the Corpse Bride palette from Revolution, because I just love a purple look. I just love, that's kind of a, I don't know, a burgundy, what do you call it, look? But I will pick a purple look any day of the week. And I made a look with this one, and I've made looks with this one before, but the look I made this time really beat those other ones, or knocked those other ones out the park. And I don't know what it was about this time, but I mainly just stuck to the purples. I don't know, I keep saying that. I just stuck to the purples, and it made a very, what am I going to say, beautiful purple look. This, I don't know, a lot of people write off Makeup Revolution, but sometimes these palettes really hit the right spot. And this is one of those palettes that just does it for me. And look at how pretty this palette is. Oh my gosh. Okay, the next palette is the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm palette. Now this is because it makes a really good work palette. It makes a really good work palette, and it has this multi-chrome here, which really sets this palette apart from the rest of the palettes that she has. And I think it is the My Dream palette that also has a multi-chrome in it, or the retro palette. I'm not sure which one, but this is a really cool one. This is a really cool, I really want to swatch it, but I just can't. It really is a good multi-chrome. And out of all the palettes that she's done lately, the I Need a Nude, there was another one in this I Need a Warm, in the gold palette. I really like this one the best. I really like this one the best. So we've got that one. And then I think I did a live last night where I went over this palette, but I did use this once. Where are we? We're in the very highest now. Okay. No, we're still in the very high. This is number 11. We're at number 11, very high. Okay. I did a look with this. I mainly only used the neutrals because I was making a look for work and I didn't want to make a real colorful look. So, but it's the Blend Bunny. It's Blend Bunny. They make a very great formula, and the look just looked really awesome. so I had to rank it high. And it's with Robert Welsh. I don't know if you know him. He's a very famous makeup artist, and he has a YouTube channel, and he's from the UK, and he is just hilarious. I love him. And I mean, the proof is in the name. Blend. These blend perfectly. So I am planning on I'm filming this on Sunday. I'm going to put this out on Tuesday, but I'm going to have a live on Monday where I use this palette. So if you want to look on my channel, there's probably a live where I use this, unless I didn't do the live. I can't say, I can't tell the future, but if I did a live, I probably use this palette. So I'm thinking about doing a more colorful look for my live with this palette. But I did a really good look with this palette. Love that. Okay, now we're in the top 10. Top 10. Let me get some palette. Okay. Alright. Now, this is the Crazy in Love palette from Glamlight. Love this palette. And this is the palette I used when I did my I work for work, but I also used it for my Halloween costume. When I was Maleficent. So, see, I can't remember things that were just a couple of days ago. Okay, so we have this palette, and I love these wine-colored reds. These wine-colored reds that go with these other colors here. It's just so perfect together. So perfect together. And it's Glamlight. I just love Glamlight. Glamlight they have such a perfect formula. And like I said, I just use so many great palettes this month that it was so hard to rank them. So we've got that. And then in at number 9, I have the Blend Bunny Blends palette. Now this is just a rainbow palette, and I used this for a collaboration that I did with the Sassy Divas, where we were doing a fall inspired look based on a photo that we found. And I used like these colors right here along with this blue bathtub color right there. And it was a very editorial, artistic look, and it came out very nice. I loved that look so much that I made with this palette. This palette you can use to make those editorial Instagram looks with. And like I said, the proof is in the name. Blend. The colors blend so well together. So we've got this in at number 9. Right? Number 9. Okay, then at number 8, we've got the Glamlight Frosted Flakes palette. This one I used when I made my pumpkin Halloween look that I did for YouTube, and also posted it. I think I posted it on Instagram and on TikTok as well. I mainly used these colors up here. I didn't use the blues, but I have made looks with this where I've used the oranges and the blues. I also used the black. I also used the black on my eyes, but this made the most cute. I don't want to say cute. I don't want to say beautiful, but it made a really nice. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't a perfect look because I'm not great at Halloween looks, but it made a really cool pumpkin look. Really cool pumpkin look by using these, mainly these colors in this black. right here, and I put on some lashes and stuff, and it was just really nice. I really love the theming of this. I love Frosted Flakes, I love Glam Light, and I love the look that I made with this. So we've got that one. The next one, wait, this is the one I used to make my Maleficent look. That was right. That was right. I used this one. No, wait. I used this one to make my vampire look. That's right. Or wait, maybe I used this one for both. I can't remember. I'm a bad YouTuber. Okay. But I did use this to make my vampire look as well. And I think I used this to make a work look as well. So I use this one a lot. But very nice. This is the Crow. This is the Crow. This is from Wicked Widow. And very nice. Very beautiful looks with this one. I think I used the browns, and especially when I did Makeup Club, when I did the vampire look, I used the browns, and I used this in my waterline to make it look like my eyes were bleeding. And there's a few different blacks in here. That's kind of what gets me. I'm not really sure why there's so many blacks. Oh my gosh. Hold please. Okay, we're just gonna have to deal with that spot on my, oh, and a spot there. That's what I get with handling so many palettes. Okay, but the formula on this beautiful Wicked Widow also has a beautiful formula. If I can recommend you to a palette, I recommend the Resurrection palette. I don't think this palette is available anymore, but really love the theming on this palette. We've got the Crow there. We've got Brandon Lee there. This is the OG Crow with Brandon Lee on it right here. So love this palette. I love it for the season. Let me get some more palettes. Okay, coming in at number 6, I've got the Pat McGrath Sunlit Seduction palette. This is a Mothership. I think it's the Mothership 11 that I used. I think I wore this also when going out for the evening. This is very nice. These palettes are very nice for special occasions, things like that. And I don't know, these will always end up high up on the list. This is a good inner corner shade. Use these three shades here to lay your base down, and then you got your special shades here. You got your special shades to use here. I mean, you could use this shade here too, but you always want to use the special shades, right? So if you've never heard my speech on Pat McGrath, always wait. Don't buy it full price. Don't ever buy it full price. Don't ever buy it at a Sephora sale unless it's on sale at Sephora for like half off or 30% off or more. Always wait for a 30% off or more Pat McGrath sale and then buy it, because Pat McGrath always has sales. And so get yourself on a Pat McGrath mailing list if you're interested in buying a Mothership palette. And then when she has one of her famous sales, then go and buy one of her palettes, because that's how I got 2 of her palettes, and I bought them for at least 30 or 40% off. Never pay full price for Pat McGrath. At least the Mothership palette. I paid full price for her smaller palettes before, but I never pay full price for a Mothership palette. Okay, that's my speech on that. Okay, the next, in at number 5, Unearthly Cosmetics, please. Okay, another one of my favorite indie brands. This was their Halloween themed palette from last year. I bought their whole set, and this is the Devour palette. Very beautiful. Again, I just used the purples. I didn't use the greens. And except I might have used No, I think I just stuck to the top row. I might have used this color in my inner corner, but I mainly just stuck to the top row and made the most beautiful burgundy wine look. I just stuck to what I need. And I have a green look today on them from an Earthly palette that I'll be reviewing next month. Okay, but love it. They have some duochromes in here and some multichromes as well. So yeah, beautiful palette. Love the theming on this with the Venus flytrap and everything like that. Okay, the next palette is the Huda Beauty Naughty Nude. Love this palette, even though it has that plasma shade in it right there that nobody knows how to use. Okay, ectoplasm. Okay, and there is beautiful. I love this palette because you can make several different looks with this palette. Several different looks. And love these kind of shades. I love her shimmers. And she has so many different kinds of shimmers in here. So many different textures. So many different kinds. Some like kind of, what do you call them? Cream to powder type shades in here and stuff. I'm also looking forward to her Black Friday sale coming up. So love Huda, love her. Now this might ruffle some feathers if you don't like this creator, but this is probably my favorite palette from Jeffree Star. I love pulling this out around Halloween time. This is the silver. This palette is from Jeffree Star. It's called Weirdo. This silver in here is the best silver in my entire collection. This silver, and I used it. I made a work look. I actually made a work look with this, and this is at number 3. This made it all the way to number 3. I absolutely love this palette. I made a red and black, or I think I used one from every row, and then this is the only shimmer. That's the only metallic shimmer in the palette. And when you use this on the lid and this in a corner, that's just a matte white. It makes drop dead gorgeous look. The people at my work did not deserve to see me looking that good that day. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm full of myself. I know. Okay, but I'm just saying that the look was just on point that day. Okay, seriously, love this palette. I am so glad I picked up this palette. But you know what? There were two other palettes that beat that palette, and one of them was the Cosmic Brushes Gothic palette. Oh my gosh, this has taken up the seat as my favorite purple palette. What was that noise? My perfect purple palette. Just look at it. Just bathe in its perfect purpleness. This palette, the formula, perfect. It's the formula that I wasn't going to buy anything else from Cosmic Brushes after that Serenity palette. Because the Serenity palette, I was like, no, why does everybody love this palette? I hate the Serenity palette. But then this came out, and I was like, well, it doesn't cost as much. It's smaller. I really like the color story. I want to try it, and I bought it, and I was like, okay, Cosmic Brushes, you have convinced me that you do know how to make a good formula. So you've convinced me to start buying from you again. So this palette made the most perfect purple look. But there is one palette to rule them all. And I'm so glad I stuck with cosmetic brushes, because then they came out with this palette, and it's called the Cool Trolls palette, and this is number one. This is number one. Look at the beauty of this palette. Now, this might not be for everybody. You might not love cool toned color stories, but this made the most fantastic, I don't even know the words, the most beautiful, fantastic, fantabulous, drop dead gorgeous look that I had. I don't think I filmed it, but the look was just out of this world. Fantastic look. I think I used the blues. I think I used the purples. I definitely used some of these shimmers in it. I want to use this palette again so bad, but I'm doing the Project Palette 365. But I still want to use this palette again. I just love it so much. This video has gotten out of hand. But those are the 31 palettes that I have used this month. Have you tried any of these palettes? Are you interested in getting any of these palettes? What do you think of these palettes? Would you have ranked any of them differently? Let me know down below. I'd love to know all your thoughts, all your opinions, all your concerns. You think I'm okay? Alright, okay. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please share it with your friends if you think that they would appreciate it. And please subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you as part of my channel and love to see you again and all that good stuff. Good vibes to everybody out there, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.